everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Zach got Rod said he could hear me next door. He's parked next to me this morning. I'm over jamming out this morning. It's 6 a.m. and it's time to get up and rise and shine and get driving, drivers. Now listen, I want to appreciate every one of y'all that watches this channel every morning or whenever I do it. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel. When I started this channel, I started it a while back with the intention to actually help drivers and to teach truck drivers things that would help them succeed. Not only would it help them succeed, but I wanted them to see them grow. And in return, it did something a little different. It actually helped me, guys. Y'all actually helped me. By me talking safety every day and by me talking about mileage, it helped me become more self-conscious of what I was doing. So I want to thank y'all for watching this channel and helping it grow to what it's grown to be, because without you, I think y'all have made me a better driver, and I really, really appreciate that. Just by talking in certain situations, and when y'all asking me questions, it's making me think. You'll ask me questions. I have new drivers call me and they'll say, "Hey Shawn, what do I do in this rain?" And then I'm reminded of what I need to do in the rain. Or people will call me and they'll say, "Hey Shawn, I'm feeling depressed," and then I give them advice, and then some days I get depressed and I'm reminded of what's going on through me. So, I wanted to first of all say I appreciate every one of y'all. The next thing I want to talk to y'all about is I want to talk to you new drivers out there and also experienced drivers. What I'm about to tell you, this happens all the time. We're never warned about it. We never are told up front that this kind of thing happens, but it happens to all of us. And I think it's very important for us to be successful to realize what I'm about to tell you, and that's that trucking happens. We all want to get out here, we all want to hit the road, and we want to get 500-600 miles a day, and I'll talk to you about that. I try to explain to you how the best way to trip plan, how to manage your dispatcher, how to keep your truck going, all these important things to get the miles. But then some days there's nothing that we can do about it. Things happen where no matter how great we plan, no matter how far we drive, things go wrong, and it's part of truck driving. And I don't think everybody realizes that no matter which company you're at, it doesn't matter if you work for Swift, if you work for Rosedale, or anywhere, there's problems in every company. Okay, there's issues in every company that you work for, and it's always the same. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, but the freight market goes up and down. Yesterday I got myself in a little, not really a situation, but I ran hard. I got up in the morning, I did everything just like I teach. I got everything where I was supposed to be. I was at the shipper. I woke up, I'd slept all night, got a good night's sleep, woke up loaded, and took off with all intentions headed here to Rosedale to try to knock out 650 miles. Well, I got 350 and I got here and my load was canceled, my next load. And at first I was like, wow, you know what I mean? And then I look around and I see there's a couple drivers that are sitting here that are waiting on loads. And then I realized that, it just happens. It's part of trucking. My entire 16 years of driving, things go up and down. There's going to be good weeks. There's going to be bad weeks. But it's how that we react to those that matters, okay? Yeah, we want to get upset because, hey, it's our money and we're out here trying to do the best we can. But as sooner that you realize that things happen that's not going to go your way, the more successful that you'll become. And I know that sounds contradictory, but it's true. Because you take one driver that gets upset because he only got 300 miles that day, and now it's going to ruin him for the rest of the week. Me, I'm going to take that opportunity to clean my truck, get out, give me a little exercise, and maybe do a little praying, and be peaceful about it. And today, I'm going to go ahead and claim I'm going to get 600 miles a day, and I'm going to work hard the rest of the week. Yeah, I had a slow day yesterday, but that don't mean that the day is going to be bad. The problem is, y'all, is we got to set our thermostat. Now, y'all, we have a thermostat inside our truck, right? We have a thermostat inside of our truck that we set for, I keep mine, I don't know, around 70 degrees probably. I like keeping it cool in here. But that thermostat is set. And it doesn't matter if it's 20 below degrees outside. It doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees outside. I stay cool inside my truck. And the same thing goes true to y'all, that we have an internal thermostat. And we've got to learn to set that thermostat at a certain temperature, and no matter what's going on in the outside world, we're going to stay cool about it. Drivers, there's going to be days that you're going to have a flat tire at the worst time. There's going to be days that you're going to go out there and you're going to get stuck in traffic, and you trip plan. Everything that I teach y'all trip plan. And all of a sudden you're going to be stuck in some bad traffic, and it's going to set you back, and you're going to miss your next load. That's something that I haven't talked about to prepare y'all mentally about, but it is true. It happens again, no matter what trucking company you're at. These things happen. Then all of a sudden you're going to be on your way home, and you're going to run out of hours. You're not going to make it home. There's birthdays out there that you're going to miss, and there's things that happen that's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to make you happy. But I want to prepare you for this, because it's called truck driving. When you choose to get that CDL and you choose to go over the road, things are going to happen. But it's how we react to those situations that make us or break us in this industry. How we react to what happens if all of a sudden our truck starts running hot and we get stuck on Mont Eagle, or we're stuck out in West and there's hours before somebody gets to us. There's things that we can do to try to fix these things, and that's what I talk about every day with my channel. I try to minimize these things as much as possible. That's why I talk about trip planning. I talk about, making sure you're doing your pre-trip, make sure you're managing your dispatcher, communication. But with all these things that we do, there's still going to be days that stuff happens. And I want every one of y'all to know that. I talk to a lot of drivers out there with a lot of different companies, and they think that, they jump from one company, they jump to the next company is going to be better. Freight goes up and down. Now, there is better companies out there. I'm telling you, Rosedale Transport is one of the best ones that you could ever work for. But even here at Rosedale, things happen. It doesn't go as planned. It doesn't mean that it's the dispatcher's fault. It doesn't mean that it's your fault. It does not mean that it's the shop's fault, or your wife's fault, or the shipper's fault. Sometimes things happen that's God's plan. And that's just the way it is, and we cannot change that. So what I try to do is I try to change my mental attitude. I try to change the fact that, hey, you know what? Stuff happens, and when stuff goes wrong, then I look at it, you know what? Maybe it was meant for me not to happen. I changed my mindset to not let things bother me that is not in my control. The Bible says for us to be anxious and nothing. Not to be worrying. Let tomorrow take care of itself. So yesterday when I got in a lot of traffic in Atlanta, I noticed there was a bad accident. Another truck had ran into another trailer. At first I was like, gosh, why me? Why am I stuck in all this traffic? And then I've seen that other people, some other drivers, I was like, wow. God bless them. I hope they're okay. I'm glad that's not me. Thank you for protecting me. So at the same time, we can complain, we can fight about being in traffic, or we can go ahead and be thankful that we're in that traffic for a reason. Now, all days are not going to be bad. We're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. There's going to be rainy days. There's going to be snowy days. Things in life come in seasons. And I know right now here, the past few days, freight's been a little low. And it happens. It's going to pick up. It's springtime. We're about to be wide open. So my message to you is, if you're sitting there somewhere waiting on a back load, or if you didn't have a good weekend, hey, it just happens. Okay? Doesn't mean it's your dispatch fault. I do want y'all to try to be patient with your dispatchers, especially if you work here at Rosedale Transport. These dispatchers are the best dispatchers out there right now. They work really, really hard. And you might not can always get a Colorado load. You might not can always get a Texas load. I know a lot of drivers are calling in and they're wanting a Colorado, they want a Texas load. And sometimes we might only have a North Carolina load, or we might only have a Fairfield load. But sometimes that's all they do. It's not that they don't want to give you the long runs. It's just that might be all they have at the moment. And they're doing the best they can to keep you rolling. So getting upset and getting an attitude does not change anything. It doesn't change the dynamic. Nobody's asked me to make this video. Nobody here at the company's asked me. I just hear it in y'all's voices when y'all call me. Drivers call me all the time. They'll call me and they'll say, you know, they'll complain about this and that. And that's where I hear it from. So nobody in the office knows that I was even going to make this video today. But judging by certain tones of people, I feel like this needed to be said. And it needs to be said not just for the benefit of Rosedale, but the benefit of you and the benefit for your own mind. To the benefit to make sure that you're going to grow and be successful. Speaking of that, I appreciate everybody watching the comments. And Rob, you're right. It says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray for everything. Tell God what you need. And thank Him for all He has. Philippians 4:5. Excellent. Excellent. What's up, Chris Matthews? Glad to see you in the comments today, buddy. It's been a while, ain't it? But speaking of, you know, calming the temperature down, we're also need to talk to you about road rage. I've seen that a lot. Not here at Rosedale, but just out there, period. There's been a lot of stuff in the news. I don't know if you noticed it a lot. What's going on, Georgia Rob? There's a lot of stuff in the news about road rage. A lot with truckers. These truck drivers, they're arguing with each other. People are cutting people off, and then they're losing their cool. Just the other day in Ocala, another truck driver merged wrong or cut one off, and the guy threw a water bottle in his truck or something. Next thing you know, he pulls out a pistol and he's starting to shoot. It's on, look it up. On 75, he starts to shoot at the truck. Shoots at him like 5-6 times. That driver in defense pulls out his gun and starts shooting. Now this is going at 40 miles an hour down the interstate, shooting at each other, busted out the windshields. Now, thank God nobody was hit. Now remember, those bullets go through, and they keep going. They don't stop. And then you got northbound traffic, kids, children, a lot of things. And yeah, like Georgia Rob says, slow down. Just driving through the truck stop, fuel outlets, slow down for that. There's no sense in us speeding and rushing. I get a lot of miles every week, but I'm not the fastest driver. But I'm not going to be getting into it with the drivers. I say that. I do everything I can. Sometimes slower is actually faster. It's just keeping your door shut and not getting out of that truck. So, as much. You know, I had to break up a knife fight at Love's in Savannah a few weeks ago. It's crazy. Yeah, see, like little Chris said, the road rage is bad. Well, people flipping them off. Yeah, I get flipped off. People get called. But remember this, drivers. At a few minutes after this person cuts you off, you're not going to think about them no more. I can't even tell you what the guy looked like yesterday or the day before that might have cut me off. I don't remember. So it's not worth it going and getting all upset. Now, we have a lot of reasons to be upset out here, right? Take 5. I like that, Rob. Take 5. Take 5. We have a lot of reasons to be upset. But how we control it mentally, that's going to make us the best truck driver, the safest truck driver, and also get more miles. When you're mentally ready and you don't let things bother you like that, you don't let the dispatchers get on your nerves, you don't let Penske get on your nerves, you don't let certain things bother you, and you give things to God and you let Him fight your battles instead of you, you'll have a certain amount of peace about you where you won't make those mistakes. You won't, like Truck Driving Start to Finish said, don't let anybody steal your peace. Exactly. Jeremy says, morning, Shawn. Good morning. Don't let anybody take from you what God has given you, and that is your peace of mind. Number one, you'll be safer, you'll get more miles, and you'll be happier. And I choose to be happy. Now, going back to what we were talking about earlier about mileage, I want to give a recap of a few things. Remember, one, we can't control everything that happens, okay? Number two, some days, no matter how much we do, we just can't make it happen. And we got to be positive about it. Things that we can do is we can trip plan that keeps us out of traffic. We can make sure we're pre-tripping our truck to make sure that there's no issues with it, and then we're taking care of it. That's number two. Number three, we can utilize this clock and not be lazy and get all the hours out that we can. The day before yesterday, or yesterday, day before yesterday, I'm sorry, I burnt that clock all the way out Sunday. Okay, I got as far as I could go. And I even questioned myself. I says, why are you pushing it all the way to the shipper when tomorrow you just gotta, why are you doing all this? Because I didn't know what the next day held, and I wasn't tired. So I went ahead and got all my miles, and I'm glad I did, because yesterday was a short day. So you want to utilize that clock and get as much out of it when you can. Let the good days be good, and the bad days are going to be bad. People ask me, Shawn, why don't you do your, why don't you run a recaps and never got to take a 34? Because if I can get all my miles in 5 days, I'm going to get them all in 5 days, because I don't want to trust on recaps that I can get it. You know what I mean? I might have a couple bad days. So I get out there and get it. Like T.I. says, get it. Georgia Rob says, always check if you're mentally fit to drive. Yeah, if you're not mentally fit to drive, you don't need to be driving. So work on this up here. Last, and something that I also drill drivers, is communication. Communicate with your dispatcher, y'all. Make sure that you're communicating your needs. First off, communicate to God. But second, communicate to your dispatcher what your needs are. And ask. Now, I even made a mistake the other day that I should have asked, and it cost me some miles, but I didn't feel good anyway, so it all worked out. So I ended up taking a 34 in Colorado. If a load picks up on Thursday and delivers wherever on the weekend, drop and hook, ask your driver manager, do you have a backload for me when I get there? I picked up on Thursday, got there on Saturday. I didn't have a backload till Monday, so I had a set for 34 hours, which was fine. I didn't mind because I wasn't feeling good, but I could have got more miles if I'd have been like, okay, well, I'll just pick this load up Friday. Let me do something locally. Let me do something, blah, blah. Closed mouths do not get fed. So ask your driver manager, ask your dispatcher, do you have anything locally I can do? You need a trailer that I can recover. Especially when times are slower down, you want to make sure that you're communicating and communicate well. Communicate that, hey, I don't have it this many more hours, or hey, I have this many hours I can do, or I need to take a 34 hours here, or I need to get it. You know what I'm saying? Communicate with them. And remember, the driver managers here at Rosedale will do everything they can. I've seen it firsthand. They will do everything they can to help you succeed. Nobody's out here trying to beat you out of miles or keep you from going home they're supposed to. They'll do the best they can, but they also expect you to do the best you can. You know what I'm saying? God bless every one of y'all. I hope this message helps you out. I hope it gives you a little understanding, and I hope it gives you some mental clarity as a truck driver to get through that, hey, it's not all roses out here. There's going to be days. Mama said there are going to be days like this. But I do want to say a prayer with y'all before I close out this morning. If you don't mind, please, if you're not driving, please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, I come to you in the name of Jesus. I ask you to protect all the drivers out there that are listening. Lord, I ask you to encourage them and give them strength and give them peace. Whatever they may be going through right now, I ask you to lift them up in their truck. Let them feel your spirit in your truck. I ask you to guide them and give them wisdom and give them a peace and understanding like they've never had before. Lord, I ask you to touch all the families out there that are hurting. I ask you to remember several drivers that has called me for different things. Y'all remember Brian Walton's wife. Let's remember John Dutt's wife. Let's remember Charles, and let's remember what William's going through, and all of the ones that are out there that are hurting, that are going through certain things. God, touch them and bless them in your name, I pray. And if there's one out there that's lost that don't know God, and I ask you right now to ask him into your heart. Ask him into your heart and ask him to come and save your soul. Because let me tell you something, once you know Jesus, the peace that you will get, let me tell you about my Jesus. Man, it goes beyond anything, anywhere. He always will make a way. He's a way maker. He's a king. He's a savior. So I don't worry about what things happen to me out here, because if you didn't make that sun to rise, you can't tell me nothing. If you didn't make that moon to shine out there, I ain't worried about it. My God is in control. My God is the one in control. And I choose to give it to him. I choose to let him fight my battles, not me. Because when I fight my battle, it sucks. Heartache, gives me a headache, gives my blood pressure up. So give it to God today, and let your day be peaceful. God bless you. And I'll see y'all next time. It's Trucking Live with Shawn, baby. Let's get it.